Word of the day, fascism. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, fascism is a right-wing political system that is authoritarian and nationalistic. Right-wing is defined as supporting capitalism and the private ownership of businesses and services, and generally opposed to social change. Authoritarian means believing people should obey authority and rules, even if those rules are unfair, and even if it means they lose their personal freedom. The last one is nationalism, identification with one's own nation for its interests, especially to the exclusion and detriment of other nations. Both sides, left wing, right wing, throw around the word fascism like a badminton birdie. I don't think any of them have ever broken down that definition before. And really thought into the significant impacts of fascism on any society. There's three elements: capitalism, authoritarianism, and nationalism. A trifecta of corruption and violent oppression. Capitalism gave us the internet and defibrillators, I guess, but not the polio vaccine. That was free. But it's not all bad, capitalism. We can get cool things from capitalism too. And but capitalism run amok, we have oligarchy. We have where the ultra wealthy, very small group of people run everything. That's kind of fascist, but it's like multiplayer fascist. But authoritarianism is never an effective governing tool. It becomes a personality cult around a central figure, and nationalism, add nationalism to that mix, and you've got a dictatorship. No one man should have power over all. It's un-American. It's hard to get a little nationalistic there. We fought an entire war over this with fucking muskets. Just packing that gunpowder down over and over, and we freed ourselves from England, and you're just throwing that out of the window. You can have all the muskets you want. That's what's in the Second Amendment. All of these traits of fascism sound like Trump to me. He even said he wants to be a dictator. So it's like, aren't people taking his word for anything? Or are he's just saying things and they just don't care. They're just being entertained by a clown. Lots of people have voted for dictators in the past. Not all by force. Like Hitler had a lot of support. And propaganda is the brainwashing and the key element of authoritarianism. Propaganda is defined as information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. I think propaganda is especially dangerous when it's infused with massive hatred. In George Orwell's 1984, citizens of Oceania were required to participate in the 2-minute hate, which is where the leader of the opposing country, Eurasia, was on a screen and everyone shouts death threats at him for 2 minutes and then they get back to work. Ain't got no 2 minutes. I'm scrolling through social media for 6 to 8 hours a day. More like 8 hours of scrolling every day. We all hate scroll to be angry about something other than our own lives. Dangerous propaganda is full of lies. The smelt thing that Trump keeps talking about, like he thinks that Gavin Newsom won't turn on some kind of magic faucet that'll put out all the fires. That's just a complete lie, and he just confabulated it out of nowhere. And it seems like even he thinks it makes no sense, but people are still believing this. It's ridiculous because we have full reservoirs and the firefighters are fighting. We need rain, but everything is being done except the president delaying his fat ass over here to survey the damage. I'm going out with my ukulele later, and if I get hit in the head with paper towels, I'm going to light them on fire. And I need paper towels. Whether you're right wing or left wing, you think the other side is fascist. Breaking down these words in the historical detriment of a fascist dictatorship, I feel like we're in danger, except the politicians kind of work for the billionaires these days, even the president. Oligarchy puts a new spin on fascism. Oligarchy is simply defined as a small group of people having absolute control over a government. And all of the legislation gets passed in the United States. It all benefits the billionaires. No legislation gets passed that doesn't benefit the billionaires. That's the kind of oligarchy we have. That small group of people are running everything, and everything that happens in the government benefits them, usually to our detriment and our service to them. Like I said, multiplayer dictatorship. How do we revolt? Project Mayhem 2025. So I am doing this, creating this content for tips. I need to raise moving expenses soon, and I am going to save everything that's donated from here on Venmo and Cash App. So please send tips for this. And if you have more questions about fascism or you want to add to the discussion, please put comments below. I am ready to roll with that. All right. See you next time.